Imagine waking up in the middle of a forest with no memory of who you are, only to discover that everyone around you dies the moment they get close. Birds drop from the sky, strangers collapse instantly, and you might be the cause. But what if the real danger isn't a virus, or even you, but something far more disturbing tied to your forgotten past? Welcome to today's recap of Radius, a mind-bending sci-fi thriller packed with mystery, suspense, and a shocking twist that flips everything upside down. Stick around, because nothing is what it seems, and the truth is far darker than you could ever imagine. Let's dive in. The story begins in a forest during a thunderstorm. A man abruptly awakens in the middle of the forest. He is injured and his head is spinning. He has a quick vision of his car crashing. He thinks the crash is about to happen until he notices the crashed car behind him and realizes it has already happened. He doesn't remember how he got there. Without thinking, he begins walking toward the next town. On the way, he notices a car and attempts to ask for assistance. However, the car abruptly shakes and comes to a halt on the side. When he approaches it, he discovers that the woman inside has already died. Her eyes are completely white, as if she had died of some disease. He takes her phone and contacts the police. They ask for his name and location, but he realizes he doesn't remember anything about himself. He's not even sure if he has anyone in this world. He ends the call and checks his wallet. His driver's license has no name on it, which only adds to his confusion. Before he can think further, a dead crow falls from the sky and hits the car. Its eyes are white, just like the woman's. The man ignores it and runs towards the nearby town. He finally arrives at a restaurant, but everyone there is also dead. He panics. He believes a deadly virus has spread, killing not only humans but also birds. When he returns outside, he discovers a truck driver has also died. He covers his nose and looks for a map of the town. He finds an address on his driver's license and decides to go there. He eventually arrives at what appears to be his house. He knocks on the door, but nobody answers. So he walks inside. He recognizes his own voice on the phone's voicemail and realizes that this is his home. He learns from the message that his name is Liam. The people he witnessed dying earlier are now featured on the news. Experts believe it is a deadly virus and advise everyone to stay indoors. Suddenly, Liam notices a farmer in a nearby field. He motions for him to go home, but the farmer doesn't understand and begins walking toward Liam. As soon as the farmer approaches, his eyes turn white and he dies instantly. Now Liam notices something strange. All of the deaths are occurring near him, so it cannot be a virus. Every death is somehow related to him. He then hears a crow nearby. As it approaches him, it also dies and falls to the ground. Liam begins to suspect that he is the cause of the deaths, as everyone who comes into contact with him dies. He doesn't want to test his theory because it could lead to more deaths. At first, he considers telling the police everything, but then he wonders if they will believe him. And even if they do, what kind of terrifying experiments might they conduct on him? Finally, Liam isolates himself inside his home with some food and water. In the evening, the police arrive at his house after discovering his crashed car in the forest. Liam hides away from them. One officer nearly finds him, but then many birds fall from the sky and die together. The police believe the virus is spreading again, so they quickly leave the scene. That night, Liam has another dream about the car accident. He wakes up abruptly and notices the same girl he saw earlier standing near his porch. Liam had repeatedly warned her to stay away, but she kept walking closer. When he opens the door, he is shocked to discover that she is still alive. Jane claims she woke up in a hospital and hasn't remembered anything since the crash. The hospital staff informed her that she was injured in an accident and that the car belonged to Liam. So she visits Liam's house to find out more. She stands close to Liam, but nothing happens to her. Liam begins to suspect that he may not be to blame for the deaths. Liam does not tell her the whole truth and invites her in. They check to see if they live together, but the wardrobe only contains Liam's clothing. Then Liam notices her shadow and remembers. She was also in the car with him during the crash. He quickly takes out a map and discovers a bridge near the crash site. They decide to go there and learn more. The next morning, they arrive at the bridge, but neither of them remembers anything clearly. Suddenly, she recalls a memory. She was standing on the bridge at night, staring at an empty paper. She throws the paper in the water. Liam was also with her at the time. They still do not understand how everything is connected. They decide to revisit the crash site. When they get there, they notice a large black circle on the ground. As soon as they see it, more memories of that night return. Following the crash, they both stood on opposite sides of the black circle. Liam guesses that the area of that circle corresponds to the distance at which people begin to die as he approaches. He tells Jane everything. Jane is scared and flees to save herself. Liam chases her. She comes to a stop near a car, the police officer's car. The officer recognizes Liam because they've been looking for him ever since they discovered his car in the forest. While questioning him, Jane slowly walks away. However, a short distance away, the police officer collapses and dies. It's now clear that Liam's deadly curse is only lifted when Jane is near him. When Jane leaves him, people start dying again. To demonstrate this, Liam brings a goat. He tells her to walk slowly away. The goat dies the moment she steps outside the circle that surrounds Liam. Jane now believes that Liam was telling the truth. Later, they visit a hospital to be scanned. They hope that the reports will explain why this is happening. Throughout the process, they remain close together so that no one dies. However, their scan results came back completely normal. Then they see Liam's name in the news. The police have discovered the bodies of the farmer and the police officer. The police have already determined that Liam is the main suspect. Liam and Jane understand that if he is caught, more people will die. However, the police have already reached the hospital. Both of them rush to the elevator. Liam enters the elevator, but Jane notices a missing person poster on the wall. Suddenly, she remembers that the paper the principal was looking at was not blank. It was a missing person notice with her own photograph on it. Meanwhile, Liam and Jane become separated. The moment Liam opens the door, he tells everyone on the list to run away. They all follow his instructions and Jane arrives right on time. Fortunately, nobody dies this time. Then they leave and hide in a quiet area, spending the night in their car. Liam awakens after experiencing another nightmare. A little later, Jane hears a news report on the radio, which informs the police that she is with Liam. Her husband is also asking her to return home. Jane is shocked because she had no idea she was married. They go to see her husband, Siam, and ask for assistance. He initially rejects their claims. But when Liam shows Siam how birds die near him, he has no choice but to believe them. The three of them hide in Siam's office. Liam discovers another missing person poster with Jane's picture on it, but the name is different. Liam tells her the truth. Jane's real name is Rose, and the girl in the picture is her twin sister Lily, who went missing months ago and has never returned. Jane became depressed and began to forget things after Lily disappeared. Jane slowly begins to remember. On the night of the crash, she had given up hope of seeing her sister again. Liam saved her life just as she was about to commit suicide. The accident occurred while they were driving away in the car together. Later, Shem calls the cops out of rage, but she deeply regrets it. When the police arrive, they separate Liam and Jane. As a result, all of the police officers and people nearby are killed within seconds. Siam becomes alarmed and orders them to flee immediately. He vows to handle everything on his own. Liam is starting to remember where they were going before the accident. They stop at a gas station and notice on the television that on the night of the crash, a strange cosmic force struck that precise location. They both realize this must be the cause of all the strange happenings. Next, they arrive at a location near a pond. Liam claims that no one lives in the area, so he can stay there alone without being held responsible for anyone's death. He sits quietly by the pond, determined to stay away from everyone. Meanwhile, Jane discovers a diary in Siam's office. Inside, there are posters and information on many missing girls. On the last page, she sees a photograph of her sister Lily, and on the following page, her own name appears. That's when the shocking truth is revealed. Liam is a serial killer who has targeted young women. Liam remembers everything from his past. He realizes the truth. He used to kidnap and kill girls. He also recalls murdering Jane's sister, Lily, and throwing her body into this very pond. He planned to do the same with Jane. That night, as they drove to the countryside, Jane discovered that Liam was going to drug her. She tried to resist, and the car crashed as they struggled. Fortunately, neither of them sustained any injuries while exiting the vehicle. Following that, a strange cosmic force crashed into Earth, creating a glowing circle around them. They can't remember anything after that. However, both parties now have a clear understanding of the truth. Liam feels sick just thinking about the terrible things he's done in the past. Someone suddenly points a gun at the back of his head. It's Jane, not a stranger. She orders Liam to take her sister's body out of the pond. She wants to kill him, but she cannot bring herself to do so. They go to the countryside where some criminals are standing. As soon as the criminals notice them, they attack. When Liam steps away from Jane, two of the men die instantly. The last man panics and shoots Jane. He dies moments later, but Jane is severely injured. Liam quickly transports her to the hospital. The doctors bring her inside for treatment. While waiting, Liam sits alone, filled with guilt. He is deeply ashamed of all his terrible crimes. Finally, he sacrifices himself to save others and prevent more deaths. By this, the movie ends in here. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.